in this PPT, I just show you, first give you some background, what ChatGPT and OpenAI. Then I started to talk about what we have been using ChatGPT. And I see some application on campus and also some potential research topics. So you probably know OpenAI a lot, right? So founded 2015. Elon Musk happened to be one of the founder. So later on in 2018, he resigned from the team, but he's still one of the donor. Currently, they claim that is creating safe artificial intelligence that benefit all human beings. That's the slogan on their website. So this is initially set as the non-profit organization. So it's a kind of research incorporation. So later on, they also adding another business unit. So they have a both now. And interesting is if you check Microsoft step in 2019, found $1 billion to that business unit. So now the company worth $10 billion. Pretty decent, huh? So here show you what the ChatGPT is. I had just using 1 or 2 slides, show you what's going on. And this talk about, basically is a language. Is a quite powerful language model developed by OpenAI group. And they used to creating a different model inside. They use a natural language model and to support a human-like response in the conversation. So initially, they start with GTP, and later on, they're adding the chat. So here show you the basic feature they have. So they could support you writing and compose music, writing essay, and also can write some code. Plus, they can play some game. And of course, they can do chatting and do question answer. And these are quite early now. So there's some limitation. Currently, the ChatGPT only trained using data by 2021. So anything after that, they don't have a knowledge, they don't have a data. So here show you the lifestyle, the evolution history about this ChatGPT. So they have this several milestones here. The first one is a GTP announced 2018. So later on, I have a one student group step in and using the first version ChatGPT, try to do text generation. They did one master project. That's the first time I get to know what GPT is. So later on, they started 2020. They have a ChatGPT 3. This hit very big in the news. One of the reasons is Microsoft already funded. So that's one of the big news. Second, ChatGPT does provide a lot of features, especially focus on the writing stuff, all the text writing, essay, memos, and articles. And on 22, last year, November, ChatGPT officially launched. Now this become very hot in the news and everywhere. So this show you the diagram about what's going on. Initially, there's a rule-based. Later on, they're adding machine learning in 1980. So now they added a neural network. So now they have this ChatGPT. So if you check online, most people complain ChatGPT because these 6 reasons. Okay, so sometimes they give you false statements, give you incorrect information, and also could be bias, and also people worry about high school English teaching, special literature writing class. They worry about that. So later on, Katie can give you more information. And also, some people claim that it's very harmful for the word. And some people also think this is a big problem in the future. ChatGPT is not the first chatbot. I started my testing class using the intelligent chatbot as the target to do testing. These are the 3 popular chatbot. These are smart chatbot we tested. And some of them are very domain specific. Some of them just make friends. So it's a kind of social networking. YZ is the one targeted to mental health care chatbot. So there are different kind of chatbot we have been tested using my testing class. And the experience test, there are a lot of problems. Okay, although these chatbot is a very domain-specific chatbot, still have a lot of problems. So this time, I already asked student to, in my testing class, they can select ChatGPT as one of the target to testing. So here the usage in my source could be useful for our campus. I kind of positive on the ChatGPT. Some people, I would think of ChatGPT as a tool. So you can support many things. For instance, we can using ChatGPT to do give more training data especially on SJSU campus. For instance, support application service, because I hear a lot of neighbors complain that our SJSU application process. So usually no people answer the phone. So this could be the good one if we have provided a lot of training data. So then we can train this ChatGPT to support recruitment application question answers. The other one is student advising. We used to heavily depend on advisor, and now with ChatGPT, you can do 24 hours advising. Unless the ChatGPT cannot answer the question, then your advisor could step in. Of course, the assumption is that you already have provide correct information. You also validate the ChatGPT, and then you can make it happen. So I assume is some SJSU advising should be there. The other thing is a student writing center. I know for thesis student and the other student who's supposed to writing something, an article or surveys, whatever. This also could be one of the tools they can use, especially useful not just for writing class. Useful for me is like a survey report. Student can quickly find information if they do things right. That's a big if, okay? The other thing is a campus life. We understand we have some kind of campus life, some kind of app or website, but I don't think it's included everything. So you should providing some using ChatGPT to provide student service, especially for life cycle service. So this is quite interesting. For instance, you want to find out how to travel around, where's the bus, find especially for new student, and also for other campus life activity. For instance, some association happens, some events happen, so everybody know what's going on. So this could be a one good tool you can set up easily. Okay. The last one I think is a student housing, because I ran into a lot of international students when they come, even before they came, they start to ask questions about housing. So currently, I believe SJSU only provide the internal housing support where somebody can answer the phone. But ideally, you can even expand that service to support different kind of student housing, even the outside people, maybe third-party apartment and so on. Okay. Then I have one more slides talk about research thought. So if you're interested, ChatGPT, what could be next for the research? I happen to start a different chat system and using my master student project. Currently, ChatGPT don't support multimedia chat. And so now I think I have some group already started a multimedia chatbot, machine learning and project for a while, especially targeted domain specific. Impossible to support non-domain, so a general universal service. I don't believe this is useful. I believe if you focus on domain, that chatbot could be useful. So this could be special for a special kind of application or tool or IT, this kind of chatbot. So I have one successful project with robot chat to support a drinking robot, and they did an excellent job. So now they have some students work on the multimedia chatbot to support a IT related tool exercise, because we're creating some AI testing tool. So they can use this chatbot to support how to using tools and with multimedia support. Besides, some people maybe already know, I have been started my AI testing automation for a long time, and since 2019, we set the AI test conference for IEEE that time. So now this year is the 5th year now. And ChatBot happened to be one of them, one of the target you need an asset to have a quality assessment, especially when you try to make this use for real life. Could be for doctor office, clinics assistant, all these maybe city office, they might be useful to provide the right chat service to the public or to the patient. So you need to have a lot of good testing. Otherwise, you cannot let this chatbot be useful in the real world. Besides, a lot of domain chat challenge. I try to get the challenge now. We already set IEEE testing conference to support chatbot test automation challenge. Okay, and we got recently just setting up, and this will be this year's challenge for the international student, professional. They come to testing those chatbot and to see how to apply different test automation tool and any solution to support that. And of course, I expect to see a lot of domain-specific chatbot will be useful in the future. So ChatGPT happened to be one of the good starting point. You need to provide a lot of detail, domain-specific data to train them. Then that ChatGPT probably can perform better. And the last one I have is we are cooking on the intelligent chatbot test platform to support. You can, on the claw, compare and evaluate diversified chatbot for the similar purpose. So this one we just started recently and got a lot of attention. So many people interested to join. So this is my initial thought about what is could be the interesting research related to chatbot. And also I think for SJSU alone, they could have set in some education-oriented chatbot, the grant proposal to support how to use this on the campus for teaching research.